So hopefully you've been through my previous 2 videos which show you the learn to swim steps. Anyone can learn to swim, you just have to follow the basic principles of water familiarization, breath control, submersion, floating, and propulsion. Now that you're moving through the water, it's time to learn to swim and breathe. So that's breathing for freestyle. I'm going to run through the drills with you. If you're not up to this step yet, just go back and watch the other videos that I've prepared and you'll be soon ready to learn to swim and breathe. In terms of equipment, now is a good time to get yourself a swimming cap, because when you're learning to swim and breathe, you might get the hair in your face and that might make it quite uncomfortable. So I would really recommend getting a swimming cap. So the reason we're wearing the swimming cap for this stage is obviously so that the hair stays out of our face when we're learning to swim and breathe. But for many countries right around the world, you wouldn't even enter a pool with your hair out of the water for hygiene purposes. They like to have you wearing a swimming cap. So in Australia, it's very common for people to not wear swimming caps, but for the rest of the world, a lot of the times they require you to wear a swimming cap. The cap that I have chosen is a silicone swimming cap, okay? It's nice and smooth, and it's not going to pull your hair. There's other varieties of swimming caps as well. You might have a lycra swimming cap, which is a similar material to the swimwear that you use. And then you've got a latex swimming cap, but the latex swimming cap is a little bit more, can pull your hair a little bit more, and it's also a little bit more delicate. So this is a little bit more sturdy. To put the swimming cap on, I like to just put 2 hands inside, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my forehead forward and then bring it around the back of my head. So like this, and bring it around. I've got quite long hair, but you can see that I'm now in. I've got my swimming cap on. Now that you've got your swimming cap on, it's a good idea to just go underwater and get used to the feeling, because it does feel very different having a swimming cap on and a swimming cap off. So I'd go underwater. The water is still going to go into your ears, okay? A swimming cap is not going to stop water getting into your ears, okay? So just get used to it, what it's like with your ears under and going under, like that, okay? It's not designed to stop water going into your ears. It's more about covering your hair and keeping your hair out of your face. So we're going to start with our bubble and breathing just on a shallow ledge or step, just like this. Initially, I'm just gonna bubble and look up to the front. I'm going to bubble and look up to the front, just to get a relaxed, rhythmic breathing action happening. So here I go, I'm gonna put my face in and breathe to the front. Nice job. So I've had my legs going as well. I'm kicking, bubble and breathing, kicking, bubble and breathing. I'm just trying to get a rhythmic breathing action happening. So I'm going fast kicking, bubble and breathe. Fast kicking, bubble and breathe. And I'm just lifting my head up to the front. You can do this drill without goggles, or you can do it with goggles. I'll put my goggles on. And here we go. Nice and rhythmical bubble and breathe drill. My hands are on the step and it's really easy for me to lift up to the front. Learning to breathe in freestyle does require us to turn our head to breathe to the side, okay? So we're going to progress to our bubble and breathing drill to the side. What I want you to notice is when I bubble and breathe, when I've got my eyes in, I'm looking towards the bottom of the pool. When I breathe, I'm keeping my ear very close to the surface of the water. I'm not lifting my ear up, I'm keeping it down low like this. So I'm going eyes in, bubble, 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 breathe to the side. Bubble, 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 breathe to the side. we're going to do one-sided breathing. So I'm going to go one side and then I'm going to swap and do the other side. So you will learn to breathe both sides, okay? Just have a look how I isolate, blow out bubbles, keep my ear on the water when I breathe. Here we go. You may feel water come into your ear, okay? That's completely natural and normal. You will get used to this sensation, okay? Try not to lift your ear off the water. Just keep it there. Look at the bottom and breathe to the side. Bubble and breathe to the side. Of course, you can do this drill with your goggles. I'm turning the other direction, so I'm learning to breathe both sides, okay? Chin down. I keep my ear on the water. See how my lips are just really close to the surface of the water. And breathe. Bubble. And breathe. Don't lift your head up. Keep it down low. So you just want to go really slow. Get used to that explosive breathing technique. Get used to keeping your ear on the water and get used to the sensation of water coming in and out of your ears, okay? The more you do it, the more relaxed you'll feel, the more natural it will feel to have water in your ears. I do know that it's a funny sensation to begin with, but after a while, it just becomes normal and natural and you won't even worry about it. So in swimming, you're really trying to maintain a neutral head position. All right, so here. So when you're blowing your bubbles, you're going bubble, 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 and you're just turning your head to the side in a neutral position. Bubble, 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 and turning your head to the side. Try not to move your head too much, okay? You want to keep your head as neutral as possible. So I'm going to show you that kick, bubble and breathe drill again. You can put your goggles on, hands down on the ledge, fast kicking, bubble and breathe. Say it to yourself. Keep your ear on the water. Keep your ear on the water. So I'm saying fast kicking, bubble and breathe. Fast kicking, bubble and breathe. I'm not rushing, I'm just going nice and slow, letting all of my air release, rolling my head to the side and keeping my ear on the water. So I've just done that left side breathing. Now I'm going to do that right-sided breathing. And I'm saying fast kicking, bubble and breathe. Fast kicking, bubble and breathe. And we're just in a stationary position on the ledge, but I'm practicing to breathe both sides. So I've done left side and now I'm going to do right side breathing. Let's get your goggles on. Hands down on the ledge for support. So remember, really in a neutral position. Your head is here, just rolling to the side. You're definitely not looking to the front. If anything, you're kind of looking over your shoulder a little bit, but it's really a neutral head position, all right? Try for a neutral head position. So you don't have to have them, but if you can get a pair of flippers, it's a really good time to introduce them when you're learning to breathe. For adults, it'll just make you a little bit more efficient in the water and it'll enhance your propulsive skills. It'll enhance your kick to make learning to breathe easier. But all of these drills that I do, you can do without flippers as well. So if you don't have flippers, don't worry about it. You can just go without and practice without them. But if you do have flippers, it'll just make it that little bit easier for you. Flippers are best to put on while you're in the pool. It might sound funny, but I have seen on plenty of occasions kids walking around the outside of the pool with their flippers on, and that would be quite dangerous and can be a tripping hazard. So try to do it while you're in the pool. When you put them on, again, you're just gonna spread it out like this so that you can get your heel in. So your toe goes first, and then you bring your flipper up. Now, you do want flippers, I don't know if you can see, but you do want flippers to be quite firm. If they're not firm, it's going to be really uncomfortable. They'll probably give you blisters, okay? Which is not going to be nice when you're learning to swim. So try to get well-fitted flippers, and you'll be able to talk to them at the sports shop that you get your flippers from. But these are just Zog's ones, and I've got a US 5 to 6 because I've got pretty small feet. Okay, flippers are on. Before we go into breathing with the flippers, I'm just gonna do a little streamline kick, and I'm gonna do a back kick just so I'm used to wearing the flippers, okay? Again, you would have learnt these skills in the previous videos, so it's now time you can just practice these same drills that we did in the previous videos with your flippers on. So let's go. So streamline, I've got my arms locked behind my ears, nice and tight. That'll make you move fast through the water. So I'm just gonna go streamline kicking with my flippers on to get used to it. Ready, go. So if you haven't used flippers before, you'll notice that you'll go a lot faster with your streamlining, okay? So it's a different sensation. You're gaining more speed when you've got your flippers on. So try again, streamline with flippers. So little fast kicks. Try to keep your legs straight. Don't do big kicks, little fast kicks with your legs straight. Let's take another look. Now I'm going to practice kicking on my back just to get used to the feeling and the sensation of having flippers on. You can leave your goggles off because your face isn't underwater. Knees and toes underwater when you go kicking on your back. Be aware of the wall. Knees and toes underwater. Beware of that wall. Put your hand back so you're not going to hit your head. Knees and toes underwater. Hand back. Knees and toes underwater, fast little kicks. Keep your legs straight when you kick. Hand back. I don't want to hit my head. Okay, so we're going into that kick, bubble and breathe drill now using a kickboard, and we've got our flippers on. Make sure you try to keep your arms straight. Keep your face looking towards the bottom of the pool. When you breathe, keep your ear in the water. See how I've kind of got my hands up a little bit closer to the middle, not right down the bottom. You just want to hold it so that you've got good balance, okay? The idea is that the board is supporting you and providing you balance when you bubble and breathe, because you're going to have to push down, bubble and breathe. So we're going fast kicking, bubble and breathe. Fast kicking, bubble and breathe. Let's go. So that time I was doing left-sided breathing. Fast kicking, bubble and breathe. When I turn around, I'm doing the same thing. Fast kicking, bubble and breathe. But I'm doing right-sided breathing. So I'm learning to breathe both sides. Looking at the bottom. Okay, fast kicking, bubble and breathe. I've got my flippers on. you can see how smoothly I'm moving through the water. I'm turning around. I'm doing the exact same thing, but this time breathing to the right side. Fast kicking, bubble and breathe. You can see that in a small pool, you will create sort of a little bit waves, a little bit of wash, because you're creating a lot of propulsion with your flippers. I'm going to show you what the drill will look like using no flippers, okay? You can see how it's much harder to do that fast kicking, bubble and breathe drill without the flippers, okay? You have to work a little bit harder. That's why I recommend wearing flippers during the beginner stages. But it's good to practice with or without, okay? With or without. Here we go. Fast kicking, bubble and breathe. You can see it's just a little bit more difficult to maintain a good streamlined position, okay? The flippers make it a little bit easier, but like I said, they're not essential, they just are very helpful. So when you're breathing, you're actually in freestyle, you're actually in this position, okay? With one hand extended out in front and the other hand extended behind you. So that is the position that you will use to do freestyle breathing. So this bubble and breathe drill, it's still skill building, but it's a little bit more challenging because I've got one hand supported with the board, outstretched, and the other hand is going to push back and it's going to be kept on my leg. Then I'm going to go fast kicking, bubble and breathe. Fast kicking, bubble and breathe. I've got the entry position for freestyle up here, and I've got the exit position for freestyle here. I'm skill building, but learning to bubble and breathe. Bubble, 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 breathe to the side. Bubble, 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 breathe to the side. Hopefully you've noticed I've turned the board on the side. Again, that's just going to create a little bit more balance and stability for me, as opposed to holding the board like that. It's not as stable, so that's why I've got it turned to the side. So I've put my flippers back on and I'm going to bubble and breathe. And you're breathing to that open side, okay? Goggles on. Hold the board in the middle. Look at the bottom of the pool, bubble and breathe. Swap hands. And then you're learning to breathe to the right side. Hand by our side, bubble and breathe. I just want you to notice, I'm going to lay flat in the water and I want you to notice where my hand is. It's extended back, floating up on top of the water, like this, look. A lot of people, when they learn to breathe, they kind of do this double action like this, okay? Try not to do that. Just try to keep your hand looking up to the surface of the roof. Okay, I'm going without my flippers now. You'll see that it's a little bit more challenging if I don't have flippers, but still I'm learning to breathe both sides. Fast kicking, bubble and breathe. Fast kicking, bubble and breathe. Turning around and breathing the other side. most people will have a favored breathing side, a side that's much easier to breathe to. That is completely normal and natural, but you want to have the ability to breathe both sides, okay? So we're learning to breathe left side and right side, but you will have a favored breathing side, a side that feels much more natural and feels much easier. So the next drill I call high elbow drill, but really, yes, you do have a high elbow and a nice relaxed recovery, but it's about learning the timing of the breathing with the arm strokes. So what you're going to do is have two hands in the middle of the board like this. You're going to count for 6, because swimming, good swimmers have a 6-beat kick, okay? So all of the drills are revolving around a 6-beat kick. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull, touch your leg, breathe. See where my ear is, it's on the water. High elbow, back to the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks. Pull down, breathe. See where my ear is. Eyes in, arm over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks. Pull down, breathe. Ear on the water, eyes in, arm over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks. Pull, breathe. High elbow, look at the bottom. Hopefully you will have seen the timing of the breathing there, okay? Count for 6, pull down, touch your leg. As your eyes go in, your arm comes over. It's all about timing and rhythm. So 2 hands in the middle, looking at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks, pull, breathe. High elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks, pull, breathe. High elbow. Let's go. So when you have flippers on, you'll go quite fast, okay? Don't try to swim a really long distance at the beginning. Just try to do short distances. I only got 2 breaths in that length of the pool, and that's completely okay. It's better to do good quality work over short distances than to swim a long distance where you're not doing really good quality work, because that becomes muscle memory. So short distances for swimming is ideal, okay? Let's try again. I'm breathing to the right side. 2 hands in the middle. So you can see with the flippers, I go really fast. The reason why I'm showing you the difference between using flippers and not having flippers is because there is a big difference, okay? You're going to be more streamlined, you're going to be faster and more efficient when you've got the flippers on, as opposed to having to do more work when there's not flippers available, okay? So I want you to learn the difference and see the difference. Do lots of repetitions. I'm only doing a couple of laps to show you, but I would just do this drill over and over again until I master it, because quality work where you're learning over and over again is going to create really good habits, okay? Repetition is the key when learning to swim. Enjoy it and try to have fun, but also have lots of time and lots of opportunities to practice. High elbow drill, here I go. So hopefully you're seeing the way that I'm able to push all the way back to my leg, okay? When you're doing it, you're kind of going, pull under your tummy, touch your leg, high elbow. Pull under your tummy, touch your leg, high elbow. Looking at again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks. Pull, breathe, high elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks. Pull, breathe, high elbow. Don't do little short pushes. You've got to push all the way back to your leg. Okay? That is the propulsive drive. The propulsive drive is from here all the way back to here with a relaxed recovery. So again, this is the entry position. The exit position is all the way back here. That is how you're going to gain good propulsion, by doing a push all the way back to your leg. Then you're just recovering You can run your fingers along the water and reach for that board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull under your tummy, touch your leg, high elbow. Look how I'm kind of running my fingers along the water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kicks, pull, breathe. Keep your ear on the water, running my fingers along the water, eyes in, arm over. Let's go again with high elbow drill. I'm going to do another lap. Hopefully you'll see that I'm skill building. I'm slowly building swimming skills so that I'm an efficient swimmer. That's it. That's our high elbow drill. So practice lots of high elbow drill. When you feel relaxed and confident, we can get rid of the board and we can move to Laurie's drill. This is actually my dad's drill that he has used over decades and decades of teaching swimming. Okay, he used this drill with his Olympic athletes, but he also uses this drill, and we use this drill at our swim school with our junior learners. So just little kids, even 5 and 6 year olds, use this drill. So it's vital for beginners all the way through to Olympic swimmers. What you're going to do is you're going to have one arm out in front, one arm on your leg, okay? Again, it revolves around a 6-beat kick. So you're going to count to 6. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks, change, breathe, change back, and you'll count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks, change, breathe, change back, count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks, change, breathe, change back, count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks, change, breathe, change back. You will see, if you've watched the other videos, that this is the progression from our 6 kicks change drill. So we do a lot of 6 kicks change with no breathing. So remembering that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 change, 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 no breathing. Now we're moving on to Laurie's drill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks, change, breathe, change, count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks, change, breathe, change, count. Again, you can do it with flippers, you can do it without flippers. It's going to be much easier if you do have flippers, but if you don't have the flippers, don't worry, just go ahead and practice without. Okay, so remembering, the side that you want to breathe is the side that your hand is going to be out in front. So if this is the hand that's out in front, that's the side that I'm going to breathe. I'm counting for 6. Look again, I'm swapping the side, which means I'm changing the side that I'm breathing. And I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks, change, breathe, change, count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks, change, breathe, change, count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks, change, breathe, change, count. The side that my hand is the side that I'm breathing. Here I go. Okay, so with Laurie's drill, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You pull under your tummy, touch your leg, breathe, high elbow, come back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, kick. Pull under your tummy, touch your leg, breathe, come back. If you were to alternate, then you'd breathe the other side. So you're learning to breathe both sides with Laurie's drill. It all revolves around a 6-beat kick rhythm, and it's also taking you back into a streamlined position. Okay, so when your hand's out here and you're counting for 6, you're in a really efficient streamlined position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks. Pull, breathe, come back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks. Pull, breathe, come back. Always developing the 6-beat kick. Keep your ear on the water when you breathe. Back I go. I'm breathing to the other side. 6 fast kicks. So you can see with Laurie's drill, there is a lot going on. You're maintaining a streamlined position as you kick for 6. You're learning to breathe to the side. You're also learning a nice relaxed recovery. And you're also learning to accelerate with your hand and come back to the side. So it's a really good technical drill. Like I said, for beginner swimmers who are just learning, but also elite athletes use this drill. So keep practicing, and if you can master Laurie's drill, you are going to be a wonderful swimmer, whether it's for health, fitness, safety, or if you want to go on and challenge yourself a little bit more as a competitor. It's going to be a great drill for you to learn. So there's one more drill that is really beneficial for learning to swim and breathe. This doesn't even require you practicing the timing of the breathing at all. It's just going to be 6 kicks change, and when you need a breath, you're going to roll on your back. Really easy, no intricate timing of the breathing or anything like that. It's just a freestyle and a backstroke drill combined together, and you'll be able to use this drill to swim long distances. If you want to go and swim 25 meters, you can use it. If you want to go and swim 50 meters, you can use it. And you don't even need to have that timing of the breathing where you're learning to bubble and breathe. You're just going to swim 6 kicks change and roll over onto your back for a breath. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, change. 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 When you run out of air, roll onto your back. That's all you're going to do. You're going to swim as far as you can. When you run out of breath, you roll onto your back. Let's go. Easy. 6 kicks change. When you run out of breath, roll onto your back. I want to show you how you can use that 6 kicks change drill and roll on your back, and you can swim a whole 25 meters, okay? You're not even having to worry about the intricacies of swimming and breathing, anything like that. Get your flippers, because that'll help you. It'll make you more efficient in the water. And we're going to see how far we can swim holding our breath. And then we're just gonna roll on our back, stay on our back, and keep kicking the rest of the way. 25 meters, here we come. Let's go. And I'm on my back. Now my airway's free, and I'm just kicking. I do have to be mindful of the wall. So I put my hand out so I don't hit my head. 25 meters, 6 kicks change. Roll on your back. Now you can swim long distances and enjoy it. Keep practicing. Remember, when learning to swim, repetition is the key. Skill build. Water familiarization, breath control, submersion, floating, propulsion, and then learn to breathe. If you follow these steps, you will learn to swim easily, and you will have a stroke that will last you a lifetime.